So when it comes to the database project, what is database? Database will be useful to store the data. Okay, here our roles are Oracle PLSQL developer. So as a Oracle PLSQL developer, your roles and responsibilities are creating the DB objects. What are the DB objects? Tables, views, procedures, synonyms, sequence, functions, triggers, packages, all. Those are the database objects. Okay. How the project flow will works in Oracle, and not only in Oracle, in any database or in database. So how the project will work? Actually, there will be one front end application, anything. So, for example, we will say banking only, banking application or insurance application. So if you say front insurance application in front end, if you search with one policy number, all details about that policy number, like policy holder details, address details, or policy details. Policy details means which type of policy it is, like motor policies, fire policy, health policy. So which type of policy it is, and premium details, tax details, how much tax we have paid, that is sum insured. Sum insured means if anything happens, if you take motor policy, okay, and the bike got accident, so there will be own damage and third party in the policy. Okay, how much they are going to cover you. So that is the sum insured. So these all details we need to see in front end. Okay, if you take insurance policy, these all details you need to see in front end. And if you take banking, like net banking, if you say net banking, whenever you logged in, you need to see which type of account it is, and what is the debit card status, what is the credit card status, what are the loan status. So everything you can see in front end. So our motive is there will be one front end application. Front end application they will develop by Java team or .NET team, or if it is Oracle, there is Oracle own application, Oracle Apex. In some projects they will use PHP. So these are the front end tools, front end developer tools. Okay. So our motive is front end, to display the data in front end. These all details. Whenever you are searching with policy number, we need to display all these details. From where the data will bring. If you are searching on one policy number, from where the data will bring? From backend.
Database.
Yeah. So backend means database. Database. Okay. To fetch the data, we should have a data in database, right? To fetch the data, we should have data in database. Okay. First step. When it comes to the database, the first step is data loading. Second step is data fetching. Third step is job schedulers. There are three processes. How the data loading will be happen? From client, there will be some files. We will receive some flat files too. So every day the client will send, for example, you have booked one policy. Okay, that policy number automatically generated, and the policy detail will be stored in some Excel format or CSV format or TXT format. And bank transaction also you have done today. So those transactions First directly it will store into the CSV format, or data entry team they will do first. So from there onwards the data will be stored into the CSV or TXT, any files. Okay, those data they will consolidate total days data, and they will send to the database. So now what we need to do, from flat files to DB tables, we need to do, we need to load the data. So what are the approaches we are having to do this from flat files to DB tables?
SQL loader.
Yeah, there is a SQL loader concept and external tables and UTL file. These are all the options do we have. These are all the options we are having to load the flat files to DB tables. But mostly they are using SQL loader only. SQL loader concept. Okay, that we have already discussed in classes. Next, so the source files will, if the source files will come flat files, then we can use these techniques and we can load into the database. And in some projects, we can access remote database. We can access a remote database by using DB links, database links. So they will create a DBS, they will create one DB link. By using DB link, we can access the data and we can load into our local tables. Simply by using insert into target table, star to source. Source table is DB link table, database link. So these are the two ways we can load the data into in any project, like you say banking project or insurance project or some other telecom projects. In all projects, there is only these three steps. Apart from this, there will be nothing. Yeah, some in some scenarios, some cases, they will ask some reports generation. For report generation also will comes under data fetching only, because we are fetching the data from database and we are generating the reports. That's it. Yeah, this is the data loading, and second one is data fetching. So first we have loaded the data by using this. We have loaded the data into DB tables, and after that we need to fetch the data as per the requirements. What is the requirement? This is the requirement. We need to show these details into the front end. So the data will be in different tables, or if you load the data from flat files, DB tables, we have loaded the data, and from DB tables we need to divide and we need to insert into different tables. So for that, our already data loaded, and we need to display the data by using different transaction tables. For that, we need some database objects like procedures or joins or subqueries, all data fetching by using DB objects as per the requirement. Okay, you have created some packages, loading package, or some to do this task you have created package. So every day you need to do manually, you need to execute manually, or we need to automate, right? For that automation there will be job schedulers will comes in picture. Job schedulers. So in different companies, they will use different job schedulers. Some companies they are using Oracle jobs. So Oracle jobs we are having DBMS scheduler underscore jobs. In some companies they are using Windows jobs. They are using task scheduler. In some companies they are using Linux jobs, they are using cron tab. These are the job schedulers. Why these job schedulers? If you create any database objects, automatically it should run daily or weekly or monthly. So for that we are using these jobs. So different company they are using different approaches. Some companies they will use Oracle jobs, some companies they will use Windows jobs, some companies they are using Linux jobs. These jobs. Report generation also same. If the user is requesting some reports, so we need to use some database objects only. Database objects mean anything like joins you are using. Database object techniques, joins, subqueries, procedures, functions, packages. So these are all things. Whatever you want, you can use that and we can fetch the reports. So this is about the project. So if you go any project, these are the steps only you are having as a Oracle PLSQL developer. These are the steps you are having. Okay. Now how this will be work? So if anyone might be asked you, so who will give the work to you? Who will give the work to you? And how the requirement will comes? So this is the one requirement. So our motive is this is the requirement. So I have a front end. I need to fetch the data from backend. So that is the requirement. And who will give you the requirement? There are some methodologies like waterfall methodology, Kanban approach, agile methodology. These are some methodologies every company is working. So now all companies are adopting agile methodology. Okay, this is the simple and fastest approach. Agile methodology. Every hour should be calculated. Whoever the developers are working, whoever the testers are working. So every hour it will be calculated. This is agile methodology. So some support project, if there are some many support projects, they are still using waterfall and Kanban approach. But now everyone using agile methodology only. Okay, if someone asks you, so which methodology you have worked in previous company, you should say agile methodology. And who are the persons are involved here? So the main product head, product manager. What product manager will do? He will give the requirement. Product manager is, like I said previously, insurance application. So the insurance application is managing by the this product manager. So if there is any new change occurs, so he will give the requirement. And who takes the requirement? Database designer or database architect or team leader. Anyone. What he will do? He will take the requirement. He will gather the requirement and estimate the efforts. Efforts means if there is any requirement, so he will gather the requirement and he will design the database. He will design the database and he will estimate the work, how many hours it requires, how many days the work will be required, and what are the things we need to use. So everything we can, everything he can divide and he can tell the individual developers. Next, Scrum Master. What Scrum Master will do? he or she will monitor the work. Monitor the work. Monitor the work means, so, so this work is there. For example, there is some new work comes. So he will divide the task, and he will divide the task into some story points. He will divide this task into some story points, and he assign to the some developers or testers. First I will write developers, testers. Develop the code. So developer, what they will do, if there is any new requirement will come, they will develop the code. And testers, what they will do, testing the developed code, whether the functionality is correct or not. Okay, for example, this work will take 10 days. Okay, this 10 days work, he will divide into some story points, and he will assign it to the developers. Development task will take 8 days, and testing task will take 2 days. So this everything task will be divided, and they will assign to the developers and testers. Okay, just a minute. Okay, now what Scrum Master will do? So daily he will monitor the work. Monitor the work means how much the work has been completed, and how much the work is remaining, and what the developers or database designers or team leaders, testers are doing daily. So he will monitor each and everything. So if you want any leaves, if you need to inform him. If you are doing any work, if you are facing any issues. So for example, you have estimated the task. This task is being completed by 2 hours, or this task will be completed in 8 hours. But it is crossing the estimated hours. Like so you said first in team meeting. So you said this task will be completed in 8 hours. Okay, but it is crossing this time in 8 hours, you are not able to complete. So at that time you need to tell him, scrum master. So actually I thought it will be completed 8 hours, but these are the difficulties to complete in the on time. So you need to ask him, and you need to extend the efforts. So for the all these things, the scrum master will be help. So how this work will be divided? This work will be divided into some sprints. Sprint means collection of the story points. Collection of story points means, so this task will be divided, and they will create some story points. These story points contain the sprints. What is the sprint duration? Sprint duration in some companies, so by default the sprint duration is 2 weeks. But in some condition, as per their project requirement, they might be extended, the scrum master. So these things I will show you. What is sprint? I will show you in real time work now. So when this class completed. So how he will monitor the work? Scrum master. So daily they will conduct a scrum meetings. Sprint planning. Sprint planning will be happen at the time of starting of the sprint. I said 2 weeks. 2 weeks of the sprint is there. Okay. Before starting the sprint, they will conduct one session, sprint planning and sprint backlogs. Sprint backlogs means if there is any work, not completed into the current sprint. So this can consider as a sprint backlog, and this they can move into the another sprint. So this all everything is the agile methodology. So previously they used to call this as SDLC, software development life cycle. This is about agile methodology. If anyone asks you in previous project which methodology you have worked, agile methodology. So you need to tell everything. Product manager will do this, database designer, developers, testers, scrum master, scrum meetings, sprints, everything you need to explain to them. Okay, they have assigned the tasks to you to develop some code. Okay, where you will write the code. There are tools. Coding tools are SQL developer, SQL developer. These are the tools. So for practice, we have used SQL plus Code. These are the tools. So if anyone might ask you what tool you have used, so you can say anything. So all these four you can say anything. So but in real time, so many companies they are using SQL developer only. So you can say SQL developer tool I have used. Okay, you have written code. Okay, then you need to test. For testing purpose, you are having one environment, your own environment, development environment. Once the development is done, so you have checked everything, you have executed the code, everything, okay, it is working fine. And once the development environment, the code is works fine, you need to move this to the UAT environment. This is the testing environment. So who will have access this? For testing environment, testers will access this database. First developer. Developer will write the code in development environment and they will test from their end. If everything goes okay, they will move the code to the UAT environment. So in UAT environment, who will do testing? Testers will do the testing. So once everything is done, then they will move into the live environment or production environment. This is the main. Direct users can access this, but read only. They cannot do anything, but they can see only select queries. They cannot do any DMLs. They cannot do any DDLs. They cannot do any kind of operation. Only select. Read only means only select. So like I said here for front end, this is the end users can access. So for that production database will be helpful. Once developer do the testing in development environment, if there is any errors, so he can resolve here only. So once he moved code to the UAT environment, so the testers will check if there is any code error or if there is any functionality is wrong. Again, they will report to the developer and the developer fix the issue. And again, he moved back to the testing environment. So once tester also gives sign off, so everything is okay, code is okay to move to the production. He will give sign off once. Then we need to move to the production environment. How you will move code? To move the code from one environment to another environment. When I say environment, development environment, UAT environment, prod environment. So if you want to move code from development environment to UAT environment or UAT to prod environment, so we are having some tools, version control tools, SVN, Git. These are the version control tools. Okay. If anyone will ask you, so which tool you have used, so you can say SVN or Git, version control tools. Once you write the code in development environment, so you need to check in the code into SVN. Check in means, so in any hotel you have booked one hotel, so while going, what they will call check in time. while coming out from the hotel, what they will do? Checkout time. Okay, check-in means you are going inside. Checkout means so you are coming back to outside. So further, check in the code means so we are pushing the code into the some branches. So from by using SVN or Git, so you are moving the code to the development environment UAT to live. Okay, you are doing. These are the version control tools. Okay, once you have moved to the testing environment. Okay, so you have created one procedure. You have created one procedure here. You have checked into the SVN for the testing branch. Testing branch you have moved. But in testing environment, you need to compile the code, right? You have created here. You have moved by using SVN. You need to compile first in testing environment. For that compilation purpose, there is some automatic tools, automation tools, Jenkins. So whenever you have checked in the code, SVN or Git, automatically the newly changes code will be picked up by the Jenkins job. So automatically it will deploy into the required path like production or testing. So automatically it will be deployed. And if there is any compilation errors, so it will automatically it will throw an email. So these are the errors you are having. So if it is successful, success message it will send. Okay, these SVN, Git, Jenkins, this everything will be created by the DevOps team. Next thing, for ticket tracking tools. So like I said na, here user stories, and everything. So where they will track? User stories means like sprints, tickets, whatever the tickets assigned to you, where they will check and where they will monitor. Ticket tracking tools. Ticket tracking tools are Azure DevOps, AWS DevOps, Jira. These are the tools. So if some companies they are using some internal tools, but now in every agile methodology they are using these type of tools only. Azure DevOps, AWS DevOps, Jira, so anything they can use. So if anyone asks you, so which ticket tracking tool you have used previously, so you can say anything on this. Okay, this is about the tools, and this is about the agile methodology and project overview. So any doubts on this?
Bro, Jenkins ఒకసారి
జెన్కిన్స్ జెన్కిన్స్ అనేది ఆటోమేటెడ్ టూల్ ఉంది. అంటే
Okay.
ఇప్పుడు మనం ఏదైనా కోడ్ చెకింగ్ చేసాం ఎస్విఎన్ కానీ గిట్లో కానీ చెకింగ్ చేసినప్పుడు అది ఆటోమేటిక్గా పికప్ చేసుకొని ఆటోమేటిక్గా కంపైల్ చేస్తుంది. మనకి ఏ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్లో అయితే ఇక్కడ చెకింగ్ చేసామో ఆ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ నుంచి ఆటోమేటిక్గా తీసుకొని కంపైల్ చేస్తుంది. ఒక ప్రొసీజర్ క్రియేట్ చేసాము, ఆ ప్రొసీజర్ని టెస్ట్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్లో మనం కంపైల్ చేయాలి. సో మాన్యువల్గా మనం కంపైల్ చేయలేము. ఆటోమేటిక్గా జెన్కిన్స్ ఉంటాయి, జెన్కిన్స్ జాబ్స్, automated jobs. So they will pick up the code and they will compile into the environment. Okay, but here you are only monitoring Jenkins, SVN, you are only checking, but how the automation works and how they will write some scripts. So by using DevOps team only they will do. They will use some Python scripting, they will use some Groovy scripting, everything, so to do the automation. But here you are using these tools, that's it. You are not developing anything in this tool. Okay, these are the project overview. So any doubts? So now I'll show you. So everyone having Google Meet?
Yeah.
Okay, I will tell you the some code. Join with Google Meet. I'll show you how sprint looks, how the ticket tracking tools. So I'm showing it here in chat. So that session I cannot record because that is my real time work. You join this Google Meet link and tell me whether you are able to join.
Bro, link
Yeah, I shared in chat. Okay,
chat.
okay,
రాలేదు bro.
రాలేదు.
okay. Send to one to one. Now,
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
okay, you are joined there. You can drop off from here.
రగన్న
Yeah.
అన్న దీంట్లో కోడ్ ఏదన్నా ఉంటుందా
ఎందులో
గూగుల్ మీట్ లో
పంపించాను కదా. లింక్ పంపించాను కదా, మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి సెండ్ చేస్తాను. వచ్చిందా? Okay, I'm starting the session from here. Oh, everyone join there. Okay.